What's going on YouTube? Today's Saturday, December the 12th, and I'm over in Wilkesboro, Pennsylvania, or Pittston, Pennsylvania, at our terminal right down the road. I'm in a hotel. Actually, this is a resort. It's a pretty nice hotel. It's like 3 restaurants and a few bars, and they have a shuttle to a casino. So it's only noon here. I'm gonna be going there later. Go check that out. But I'm gonna start this video by letting you know I don't endorse Prime. I don't not endorse Prime. I don't. I'm not a sponsor, affiliated, or anything like that. I now work for Prime, but this video is not made to recruit or persuade or dissuade anyone from coming or going to Prime. So just so we're clear, I'm just speaking about my experiences thus far through the training process. But I'm going to go back to where I left off in my other video, which is day 4 orientation. So I finished up day 4 with getting my actual Prime ID, which is like the student ID. I actually have it in here so you can see the difference, because they have two different ones. They have the student ID and then you have the driver ID. So this is the student ID they gave me. It's pretty much your COM data card. You see student ID right there. I'm not really worth the numbers in this one. This isn't a good one. So I kind of went through the day 4 orientation process, finished up pretty much like classes and stuff, just finishing that stuff. And Friday is when like we were all cleared, and I was able to get that ID. So Friday, pretty much, I didn't do anything. That was kind of like a day for people to catch up if you didn't have a permit already, which you should come here with a permit. It'll make your life a whole lot better, as I said before. Going into Saturday is when I actually started. Some people actually, I'm going to say the majority of my class left with trainers on Friday. I did not, because I had a license already, and I didn't have to do the PSD portion, which is per the prime student driver, or 10,000 miles on a road with a trainer, to come back and then take a CDL test. I went straight to TNT, but to get to TNT, I had to take pretty much an evaluation. So I had to do a backing test and a road test. So the backing test consisted of 3 out of 4 maneuvers, and I actually did 4 out of 4 because I just wanted to practice, because one of the instructors out there helping me, and I was like, I'm here to learn, to make myself better, because I was in the Army. The trailers that we did have were not as long as these. I'm pulling now. I'm in a flatbed division, so we have 48 spread axles, and there's some 53-foot trailers, but we don't really see those that often. But so, and the reefers are 53 foot if you're going to go into the reefer division. I'm not too sure how long the tanker trailers are, but with that being said, they expect you to perform 3 out of the 4, whether it be alley docking, offset backing, parallel parking, or straight line backing, which pretty much everyone gets straight line backing. So the other 2 out of the 3, is the question of what you're going to get. Is those are considered the more advanced maneuvers. Straight line backing is pretty much easy. Like, you can't really mess that up. They teach you how to do every backing maneuver, even if you're a PSD or you have a CDL. They'll go over with you before they test you. Like they're course specific, and give you the final points to help you pass. So you do that test. As if you have a CDLR, you go right into that. And then I went right into a road test. It's pretty much driving around Springfield, making sure you're paying attention to traffic, you're shifting at the appropriate shift points, you're not stalling out, you're not cutting in front of people, or you don't have unsafe driving habits. Keeping both hands on the steering wheel after shifting, keeping your foot to the floor after clutching. That's kind of the fundamentals that they harp on when you do your simulator skills practice and then the examination they give you. So that was pretty much my Monday. One thing I will tell you is, when you go out, start going to the pad away from the sim lab, make sure you're doing everything you're supposed to do. Make sure you're wearing your appropriate items that you're supposed to wear, and you're actually engaged, because there's going to be times where trainers are going to be watching you. You're not even going to know it, and they're looking to scout students if you didn't get the trainer already. So here at Prime, like, their trainers choose their students. So you have to go, I'm not going to say an interview, but pretty much like they come up to you and say, hey, I'm such and such. Who are you? You guys have a little dialogue for a few minutes, if not maybe a day. You never know. Like, they might take you out and say, hey, let's go get my truck. I'm going to, see how you are and drive in and see where you are. Because it's also a moneymaker for them. If you're really bad at it, like, they're not going to really want to. I mean, some people will, because they're just that good at it. But some people are not going to want to invest their time into trying to make you better. Like, some people are more naturally gifted at like backing trailers and maneuvering things. So they're going to be more out to get them because they get bonuses if you pass the test the first time, and you get bonuses too. They call that doing like a trifecta. So they're looking for the better students. So that's why I'm saying make yourself marketable. Um, do what you have to do. Learn what you have to learn. You're here for work. You're not here for games or play. Because some people you're going to see them joshing off. They're not going to be really in it to win it. They're just there, just scraping by. It's not McDonald's anymore. You have to really invest your time and really learn the material and learn what you're doing. Definitely, if you've never driven a tractor trailer, there's going to be a lot thrown at you in a very short amount of time, and they're going to expect you to get it. This is why I say get a permit. That way, you're not having to study written material. You're having to do hands-on, and you'll have all the time in the world to do it. So I finished the pad test and passed that, and then I was pretty much sent over to the Prime building to get a regular ID card. I'm going to cover this number up because this is my actual Com Data card. But you see this one versus this other one. Versus this other one, it has student driver there, and this one does not. So you see that. So I'm actually now an employee of Prime, and I've been doing my TNT training to do my 30,000 miles with my trainer. It's pretty much going to be toward the end of January being done, as it's December, and we just pretty much started a couple weeks ago. I'm almost at 10,000 though. Like the first week we ran 5,600, and then this week I think we're on par for the upper 5,000s. Pretty much about the same. So before you start your TNT, I'm going to say this: know what division you want. I'm in the flatbed division. They also have reefer and then tanker. Tanker is a little bit longer of a waiting list to get a trainer, but you want a trainer in the division that you're going to before you start TNT, where that's trainer and training time, if I didn't say what that stands for. But the PSD or Prime Student Driver program, you can do any of those. It doesn't matter. But once you start your third, because those are 10,000 miles, it's just get you basically how to drive a truck and orient yourself. But once you start your 30,000 miles with a TNT instructor, you need to know what you're doing, and you need to get into the division, because if you don't, you're going to have to do training later. Reefer, not so much, is not as hard. I think it's like a week of training. But if you want to go flatbed and you did your TNT and reefer, you're going to have to do like another few weeks with flatbed driver. So don't screw yourself. Know what you want. Do the research before you come and know what division you want to get in. They do the testing that I spoke before. They do the agility testing. I'm going to say this. I've seen like females, don't be scared to think, hey, I can't do this, because I have seen females out here, since I've been out here, putting men to shame at some of these shippers and receivers. I've seen loads tart better, strap better, on all kinds of things. It's all about technique. It has nothing to do with body strength. If you feel that you're not going to pass the agility test, whether you're male or female, because you lack upper body strength, simply YouTube it. Like when I get time, I'll make a video of how to correctly lift a tarp using your legs. It's pretty much a squat maneuver, coming up, taking your knee, kicking it over your shoulder, and putting it up there to get it up higher, because they make you lift it above your head. Like I did mine like this, but that's because I have a lot of upper body strength. If you lack that, you need to do it differently, because when I was doing my agility test, there was a male in front of me and he failed. He wanted to do it, now he can't. So you need to be able to do that, because it's not 100% easy, but at the same time, it's not like 1,000% hard. It's doable. Flatbed is doable. A lot of people shy away from it and just think, oh, I'll just do a reefer. But I actually like the physical effort that you have to do with flatbedding. It's more thinking, more knowledge based. Kind of gets your mind engaged and then your physical body engaged too. So since I've been out here doing my TNT training, my trainer has been completely awesome. He's not been like, because I've heard horror stories of like their trainers yelling at them. Like I have a friend at KLM right now, and like the stories are crazy. Like the guy cusses him out all the time and like all kinds of crazy stuff. My trainer's been cool, respectful, teaching me things along the way in a respectful manner, not disrespectful at all. He's very clean. We take showers regularly, pretty much daily. Like it's not any of the disgusting stuff, like nothing. The conversations are professional that we do have. But pretty much I'm doing team driving, which is the trainer and training time. So like when I'm driving, he's sleeping. When I'm sleeping, he's driving. But I pretty much do have to get up and wait and lose a few hours of sleep to do load securement, which is what I'm here to learn, is load securement. I'm not here to learn how to drive a truck with him. I'm here to learn how to secure loads. So, and still, like he's been helping me with mountain driving too, because that's my weakness, It's like I was having a problem with getting from fifth gear to sixth gear while going up a really steep grade, but that was only because I was doing it one at a too low of RPM, because they tell you to shift at 1300. But when you're going up a really steep grade, you need to bring those RPMs up. That way you can shift, so you'll have the time, and it'll be about 1300 when you shift to keep that momentum going. So those are finer points that you'll go over with your trainer. It's not hard at all. But I'm going to address this. So like I'm here in Pittston. We just went to the terminal, and I got drug tested 3 weeks ago with the initial, but they did a random test today. So if you think you can go do truck driving and say, hey, I'm going to take the initial, like some people do, and then go back and smoke some weed or go do whatever the hell it is you want to do, you might as well not even come out here, because they're going to randomly drug test you. You're not going to know what it's going to be, and you're going to have to Johnny on the spot produce a sample. So you can get fired for 1, failing, or 2, refusing to submit to a drug test. So both of those are equivalent. You won't get a job for a while in truck driving. I'm talking about years, not days or months. Years. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. This video's been pretty much long enough. I know I've not been producing as many videos because I've been like out on the road training, and we've been teaming hardcore. So and I don't want to look like a weirdo, like talking to my computer with this guy driving. Like, he's gonna be like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I really don't explain all that. So I'll be making future videos, more about my experiences as I go, more about flatbedding and how to secure loads properly and how to do different things. Like I said before, if you have questions, post them in the comments, or you can shoot them directly, through YouTube. Like the videos if you like them. If you don't, then that's on you. Subscribe if you want to get the more videos I'm gonna make. And that's all we have for today. Happy Saturday, guys.